Yegor Chinakhov trade request, could he be the skilled player the Capitals need? Picture this, a promising young hockey star, feeling stuck and undervalued, decides it's time for a fresh start. Could Yegor Chinakhov be the exact type of skilled talent the Washington Capitals have been hunting for this summer? It's a scenario that's got fans buzzing, and we're about to unpack all the details that make this potential trade so intriguing. Let's start with the Capitals' side of things. Their general manager, Chris Patrick, was pretty upfront back in May about wanting to bring in a player with serious skills to boost the team's lineup. You can check out his comments in their end-of-season chat where he laid out the plan. The team gave it a shot during free agency, eyeing someone like Nikolai Ehlers, but things didn't pan out, and now they're turning their attention to trades as a way to fill that gap. It's no secret that Washington is one of the teams to keep an eye on when it comes to deal-making this offseason, as rumors have been swirling about their active pursuit of upgrades. Now, enter Yegor Chinakhov from the Columbus Blue Jackets. This 24-year-old winger has just put in a trade request, which his agent, Shumi Babif, made public on social media recently. The Blue Jackets GM, Don Waddell, confirmed the news shortly after, speaking to a reporter from The Athletic. According to Chinakhov himself, the main issue boils down to some rocky interactions with the head coach during the season. He mentioned wanting a change of scenery, but he also made it clear that he's committed to staying in the NHL for now, focusing on his development here rather than heading back to Russia. But here's where it gets controversial: when a player and coach don't see eye to eye, it can lead to big decisions like this. Waddell admitted he was caught off guard by the public announcement, but he's not surprised because they've discussed it before. He pointed out that Chinakhov struggled after coming back from a long injury layoff. He didn't perform well and lost favor with the coaching staff. Waddell even told the agent that Chinakhov has trade value and that he's already chatted with other teams, but he's not going to just hand him over without getting something worthwhile in return. This raises questions about whether the coach's handling of the situation was fair or if it was a missed opportunity to nurture a talented player. To give you some context, Chinakhov was out for 39 games with a back injury, and when he returned, his time on the ice dropped significantly, from averaging over 17 minutes per game before the injury to just about 12.5 minutes afterward. For beginners, think of ice time as the amount of playing time a hockey player gets in a game. It's key because it directly affects how much they can contribute, like scoring goals or making key plays. After his return, he only managed 1 assist in 9 games, a sharp decline from his pre-injury form where he racked up 14 points in 21 games and was on track for a solid 55-point season if he'd stayed healthy. And this isn't the first time injuries have thrown a wrench in his career. He's dealt with them throughout his first 4 years in the league. Chinakhov was picked 21st overall in the 2020 NHL draft, and his standout season was in 2023-24, where he notched 29 points in just 53 games. That shows glimpses of the skill that could make him a great fit elsewhere. Right now, he's in the second year of a 2-year contract worth $4.2 million, and he'll be a restricted free agent next year. On the Capitals' end, they have plenty of salary cap room, around $4.125 million according to Puckpedia, so fitting his deal shouldn't be a problem. Plus, there's a neat connection here. Chinakhov worked with the Capitals' assistant coach, Kenny McCudden, during his time in Columbus, and he shares a background with Capitals player Ivan Miroshnichenko, having come up through the same youth hockey system in Omsk, Russia. It's like the pieces are already starting to connect in an interesting way. Waddell isn't in any hurry to make a move, though. He's made it clear that Columbus is looking for players who can help right away, not just future draft picks or unproven prospects. If they can't find a good deal, Chinakhov might have to show up for training camp and tough it out. And this is the part most people miss. While trade requests can sometimes lead to quick resolutions, they often drag on, creating drama that fans love to debate. Some might argue that Chinakhov's performance did justify the reduced role, but others could see it as a coaching misstep that stifled his potential. So, what do you think? Could Chinakhov be the spark the Capitals need, or is this a risky move they're better off avoiding? Jump into the comments and share your take. Do you agree with the coach's decisions, or do you believe a change of team could unlock Chinakhov's true abilities? Yegor Chinakhov's trade request, what it means for the Blue Jackets. In a surprising turn of events, Yegor Chinakhov's future with the Columbus Blue Jackets seems uncertain following his recent trade request. His agent, Shumi Babiev, has made it abundantly clear that staying in Columbus is not a viable option for the 24-year-old winger. "I truly believe there's no way he can remain in Columbus," Babiev stated emphatically. "I just don't see it happening." The crux of the issue, according to Babiev, lies with the Blue Jackets head coach, Dean Evason. He claims that Evason failed to communicate with Chinakhov throughout the previous season, neglecting to reach out during critical moments such as when Chinakhov suffered a back injury in late November, when he returned to play in early March, and during the final month of the season when he was often a healthy scratch. Chinakhov feels at home with the team and in this city, Babiev shared in an interview with The Athletic from Moscow. However, his discomfort stems from his relationship with the coach. It all revolves around the coach. Babiev pointed out that Chinakhov began the season on the first line and performed exceptionally well, but soon found himself relegated to the third line without any explanation from Evason. Why would a coach do that without providing any feedback? "It's essential to communicate these decisions," he argued. "I'm not dictating how a coach should operate, but it's clear that my player feels a lack of trust from the coach." When asked if there was a possibility of mending the relationship between Evason and Chinakhov, whether through a phone call or a face-to-face meeting before training camp, Babiev expressed skepticism. "If he didn't communicate during the season, what makes you think anything would change now?" he questioned. Some coaches have preferences for certain players, and it's evident that Chinakhov isn't one of them. Initially, Evason refrained from commenting on the situation, allowing General Manager Don Waddell to address the media instead. However, through a team spokesperson, Evason asserted that there had indeed been discussions between him, Chinakhov, and the assistant coaches, emphasizing that communication lines remain open and will continue to be so. Chinakhov was arguably the standout forward for the Blue Jackets during the first month of the season, playing significant minutes on the top line alongside center Sean Monahan and right winger Kirill Marchenko. Before his injury in late November, he had accumulated 7 goals and 7 assists over 21 games, averaging over 17 minutes of ice time per game, the highest of his career. Unfortunately, the back injury sidelined him for over 3 months, causing considerable frustration for both him and the organization. This injury marked the 4th consecutive season in which Chinakhov has faced significant time away from the ice, totaling 121 missed games primarily due to back and ankle issues. After undergoing a procedure in Russia during the NHL's break for the Four Nations Face-Off tournament, he returned to the lineup on March 4 but only played 9 games thereafter, finishing with a disappointing 0-1-1 record and a -8 rating while averaging just 12:42 of ice time. As the Blue Jackets made a late-season push for the Stanley Cup playoffs, winning their last 6 games but ultimately falling short by 2 points, Chinakhov found himself as a healthy scratch. "Any NHL team would recognize that Chinakhov is a top 6 player," Babiev remarked. "If Evason doesn't value him, then why not trade him? Holding onto him serves no purpose. It's the most logical solution." Babiev emphasized that Chinakhov is eager to play in the NHL, contribute to a winning team, and give his best effort. "But if the coach doesn't appreciate his skills, how can he succeed?" he asked. Waddell has indicated a willingness to consider a trade, but only if the right offer comes along. Otherwise, he expects Chinakhov to report to training camp in September ready to compete. Babiev confirmed that Chinakhov will indeed be on time for camp and that his back injury has fully healed. It's unfortunate that this situation has become public, Babiev noted, referring to his social media post that brought attention to Chinakhov's interview with the Russian outlet Sports Express, where the trade request was first revealed. Yegor simply expressed his feelings, and that's perfectly acceptable. I've had a productive conversation with Waddell, and we both understand each other. I recognize that Yegor is a talented player, and trading him won't be easy for the Blue Jackets. Waddell needs to ensure he gets value in return. This situation raises important questions about player-coach dynamics and the impact of communication in professional sports. What do you think? Should coaches be more transparent with their players? How do you feel about Chinakhov's situation? Share your thoughts in the comments. Penguins trade targets. Should we pursue Chinakhov and Price? Two new potential trade targets have emerged for the Pittsburgh Penguins, but they couldn't be more different. First up is Yegor Chinakhov, a young Russian winger with elite hands and untapped potential. After a public trade request from his agent, it's clear he wants out of Columbus. With the right development, Chinakhov could be a perfect fit for the Penguins. The second surprising target? Carey Price. While effectively retired, his $7.5 million contract could be moved to free up cap space for the Montreal Canadiens. If the price is right, the Penguins might just take on that contract to help out. But when it comes to Sidney Crosby, enough is enough. Despite endless trade rumors, Crosby has made it abundantly clear he's staying put in Pittsburgh. It's time to accept it and move on.